Hello, hello! Hello, everyone. I'm back again for the February update. Sorry I came out a little late. This is like the 5th recording I've done, because the other 4 got scrapped because I kept second guessing. So, just to kind of give everyone a heads up, this will be the last Battle Cats build I do. For the last one I will do just kind of like of my own choice. If you guys leave lots of suggestions for builds you want to see, though, I will for sure come back to build those ones. But I'm kind of moving on. I will quickly, because of my new setup, pull up the timeline. So as you can see, I'm kind of at the point where I'm moving on from my regular Battle Cats build, aka my classic builds, to the next chunk. So I'm going to be doing quick build, which is basically just YouTube shorts, where each short is one build that I've already done. And then I'm going to be moving on to Siege of Popstar and then Project Avalon eventually. So that's kind of where we're at. And I thought to myself, the best way to send this off is to start how I ended it, with the basic cats. So this is all the ones I've already done in previous videos. I've even built separate models for the Titan cat, so the mythical one is its own separate model. And to finish things off, what I'm going to do is, I'm missing 6, but I'm at least going to do 4. So I've got Sexy Legs Cat, Lizard Cat, Bird Cat, and Giraffe Cat, and I actually modified Giraffe Cat so that it's got a little headbutt animation that I can do. So you can like headbutt things if you want. If not, then you can just substitute part of it for the 2x4. Since I'm already talking about Giraffe Cat, that's where I'll start. And then we can go from there. And yeah, things will get interesting on this channel once I start pivoting. But for now, I'm just going to get this build going, and we'll go from there. So with this build, it's actually, though it's a bit of a bigger Battle Cat, it's actually wasn't very hard to build. Just because I redid, it's not far off from Cow Cat in a lot of ways. So for the most part, you will need 4 1x1s, 2 2x6s, and then 1 2x2. You could add a second one, or what you can do is you can do the joint piece, as I like to call it, along with the 1x2 flats with studs, and a 1x2 flat, so that it adds the neck movement, as an alternative to a second 2x2 if you want. Then you just need also 2 black studs, 2 cat ears, as I like to call them, and then the 2 cat eyes, 2 1x1 cylinders, and then you're going to at least need 1 other 1x2 flat with studs, and then 2 1x1s with a side stud. And then you kind of have a choice at this, since I realize I'm kind of low in parts. You could use 1x2 with a Technic output, or you can use a 1x2 with the little hole, and you can put the Technic stud in and then do a cylinder on top. For this build, though, I'm going to be using this one, but you can use the alternative that I mentioned as well. Okay. So now, what you basically just need to do is, you'll need you can use any color platform. I just like to use dark to color code it, so like Battle Cats have black platforms, and then dark gray for the enemies. So what you do is you take your platform, you could do 4x4, I would recommend 4x6, and then you just start lining the feet up. Platforms are good for when you start building, because then you can just pull it off when you're done, which is kind of helpful. And then you just pop on this on top like that. I want to move these guys over. And then you tack on this one on the side, so that way you have room for the tail. You put the tail on, and then because I'm going to do it with the neck, I'm going to remove one of the 2x4, so there's only one here. I will put this on, attach two of the 2x2 flats with studs together, and then put the regular 1x2 flat on, put it on the back, 2x2, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to do the side studs in the back part, but you want them to the side, kind of like this, so that the ears can go on. You want to make sure the ears are facing down, like that. And then what you can do is you can put on the cat eyes, attach the studs to them, and then you can attach on the horns, which is what the cylinders are for. I'm assuming those are horns, the weird like antenna stuff on the top. And then I added the reason I'm using a 1x2 flat with studs instead of without studs is because you can kind of see that they got like a little lump in their head, so I kind of paid attention to that detail with adding it. So that is Giraffe Cat, done and good to go. Next is Bird Cat. So with Bird Cat, the hardest thing for me was the wings. I actually got really lucky when I was pre-planning. I ended up ordering some Lego from Pick-a-Brick, like a whole bunch of Lego pieces, as you can kind of see over there, which was an interesting event. I paired it up with N, and the two of us managed to do it. So that's where the wings, you can use any white wings, I just used these ones because they were available on Pick-a-Brick. And then you just need 2 cat ears, 2 dark studs, 3 clear bricks. It doesn't matter if they're rounded or not. I would recommend using white clear though, but you could use colored clear. Then the platform, along with 2 cat eyes, 1x1s with a grip on it for the wings, and then 2 2x2 flats with studs for the top and bottom. Because the thing is though they're similar to a basic cat, you can kind of see right here that they're a little bit thicker than the basic cat. Not by much, but just a little bit. And that's why I added the extra 2x2 flat with studs. So what you do is you just stack on the tower clear, you put the 2x2 or 2x2 flat with studs on, attach cat eyes, and pop them in with the black studs. Put on the gripper 1x1 with grips on the back, so that way it's facing out, so it's the inverse. You don't want it at the side, because then the wings jut out too much, especially when you use big wings like this. Then you attach on the wings, and then to kind of keep the wings low, you put this on, the other one, and then you go cat eyes in the front. Honestly, you could put the cat ears in the back, but I just did the front just because I thought it looked better. And now you have Bird Cat. So now he can go right there. And the collection is nearly complete. So now there's just Lizard and Sexy Legs. I'm gonna call them Macho Legs, even though it's not correct. Anyway, so Fancy Legs. We'll call them Fancy Legs. So for Fancy Legs cat, the most part you will need just, it's honestly, this one took me a bit to build, even though it's simpler, because for the most part it is just messing around with slanted pieces, like this one was the big thing. So what you will need is you will need 2 of the 1x2 downward slants, and then 2 2x2 downward slants, then 2 1x2 upward slants. Then you will also need a 2x4 flat with studs, and then two 1x2 flats with studs, and then the 1x2 slants. You will need two of those, two cat ears, a 1x2 flat, and then you will also need three 1x2s, and then two 1x1s, along with the cat eyes and respective black studs required. The two cat eyes and two black studs. So how Fancy Legs Cat works. Two upward slants in the bottom, tack on the 1x1s, then downward slants, and then you just tack on the back parts, or 1x2s to thicken it up, then add on the tops with the 2x2 downward slants. Then on top, you kind of have to be careful because the legs can just pop off really easily when putting on the 2x4 flat with studs. And then from there, you can just tack on each 1x1 flat with studs onto the 1x2 slant. Pop them on the sides just to kind of give it that, like, the legs that, not girth, I don't know what the word is, I don't know. Pop on the cat eyes, make sure they're in the front, respective studs added on, add on the back piece, and then again, where you put the cat ears is kind of up to you. I usually prefer to do it in the front, and then the last piece goes on the wherever you didn't put the cat ears. And voila! Fancy Legs. Feels weird saying Sexy Legs Cat, so that's kind of where I just changed it up to Fancy Legs. And last we have Lizard Cat. This one, upon inspection, it isn't too different from Dragon Cat, as you can kind of see down here. So that's why I built it similarly as well to Dragon Cat. So that's kind of what I'm working with. So you'll need the two cat ears, two dark studs, two eyes, and then because I didn't have a 1x2 slant, I grabbed two extra cat ears, which works as a substitute. You're also going to need the 1x1 cylinder, 1x2 flat with a single stud, a 1x2 flat with studs, and then the two downward 1x1 slants, along with the tile, a 2x3, and the 1x1 flat with an overhang, or 1x2 flat studded with an overhang. So you put first you do the legs. Again, this is another one of those, you can kind of play around with this, how you want to do it. I prefer to do it so that the back, the slanted part, is towards the back of the cat. So that way it's... I did it backwards. Okay. Because the thing is, I would recommend with the tail, have the tail overhang. So with the legs, I usually like to have so the flatter part of the legs are towards the front. The 1x2 is slanted. Then you put the 3x3 on, or 2x3 on with the 1x2 side. 1x2 with a single stud, cylinder, and then from there you just attach the 1x1 with studs, the two back pieces, which, like I said, would be either a 1x2 slant, if you have that, if not two cat ears. The eyes go on then with their respective black studs, and then the actual cat ears go on, going out sideways. That's Lizard Cat. So like I've said, I've now completed all the original forms of the basic cats. I was going to do Brave and Whale, which are the two that are missing, but let's be honest, I don't know how the heck I'm gonna do Brave Cat Circlet, because it would look my couple attempts with that have looked very big and bulky. So if you guys request it, I will make an attempt to build it and record it. But until then, yeah, this is going to be one of the last builds for a bit. So yeah, next time I see you guys will be in another video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this build, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Okay, running and editing here. So real quick, Draco pointed out something useful, so I'm just going to show it to you guys real quick. So normally with Macho Cat, he's made using these arms, but Draco pointed out that these pieces are actually quite rare and hard to get. So a substitute Draco made.
I never said that they were hard to, or rare hard to get.
Okay, I thought you did. Anyways, the substitute Draco pointed out was instead just use a 1x1 flat with a single stud, paired with a 1x1 flat single stud with a dual attachment. You put the regular 1x1 with a stud on the top, just need 2 of these, and then what you can do is you can literally just take Macho Cat off the platform, put him on with the studded part facing out, and voila, better arms. So yeah, really cool trick Draco showed, so shoutouts to Draco for that. And yeah, now that that's done, I am going to let you guys go and stop rambling. So yeah, hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day.